Your world is a tight-knit group of maybe 30 to 50 people who are all probably your cousins. You're nomads, which is a fancy way of saying you're on a permanent, mandatory camping trip. In this society, there are no presidents, and formal councils are what happens when three people stop to argue over a berry bush. Leadership has the consistency of water and the job security of a mayfly. When it's time to hunt, people look to you, not because you're built like a tank, but because you can see the subtle signs others miss, like which way the wind is blowing. Without licking your finger, you lead the hunt because you get results. But that authority dissolves the moment the kill is shared. Generosity is mandatory, and boasting is a great way to lose friends and influence. If you drag home a woolly rhino and start flexing, the group will immediately roast you. They might call it scrawny, not to be cruel, but to gentle. Your heart-up prehistoric way of saying, don't get a big head, buddy. But you're not the only project manager. When a dispute flares up, an elder steps in Samion, whose brain is basically the group's hard drive of customs, and who can talk two angry people down from a fist fight. When it's time to find water, a woman with a PhD in Don't Eat That Berry leads the way. Every task seems to find its own short-term. CEO, your influence is fragile, built entirely on trust. If you make a bad colleague, a hunt that ends in everyone just getting tired, and Crankeyeth Group will simply listen to someone else next time. There's no formal firing, just a quiet, awkward withdrawal of respect. And the ultimate check on your power? People can just leave. If a leader becomes too much of a jerk, they might just wake up to find half the band has ghosted them to join another group. Leadership here isn't a throne, it's a performance review. You have to pass every single day. The years go by. Your world is changing. Several bands, all related, have decided this whole walking forever thing is overrated and settled in a fertile valley. This isn't how it happened for everyone, but it's your story. You're no longer just the hunt guy. You're the head of a respected family, a lineage whose name is starting to mean something. Your society is becoming a tribe. Leadership is getting more stable, which means more meetings. You're now on a council of elders, which is like the world's first ever homeowners association. You don't command, you persuade. Big decisions, when to plant, how to deal with the noisy neighbors from the next valley are hashed out in painfully long discussions. Your influence now comes not from your spear-throwing arm, but from your reputation for being fair, wise, and not hoarding the good snacks. Your day-to-day is full of new duties. You mediate disputes over who gets which plot of land. You organize the labor for big projects, like building a ceremonial longhouse, which is basically prehistoric community theater. You have to be a diplomat, making deals with other village leaders. Your main job is to be the social glue, holding everything together before it gets weird. Power is still a balancing act. The council has influence, but so does the shaman, whose connection to the spirit world is considered vital for a good harvest. And not having cursed children, a charismatic warrior might become popular during a conflict, but their authority usually evaporates once the threat is gone, and it's time to discuss crop rotation again. Imagine a fight over stolen grain is about to get ugly. You call a meeting. You don't just slam down a gavel. Instead, you guide the conversation, reminding everyone of that one time you all worked together. And isn't harmony great? You propose a solution based on tradition of payment of goods and a mandatory potluck to restore good vibes. Your authority isn't in making the decision, but in leading everyone to a compromise they can all begrudgingly accept. You're a mediator, and your success depends on your schmoozing skills.